There's too much talk in this man. Let me get to the action in this country. We need somebody like Trump.
Peace, Oakland. This is your host, Seneca Scott. It's probably close to the midnight hour by the time I'm posting this video. But if you're watching this late or if it's already Thursday, thank you for rocking with me. I hope that you are enjoying Gotham Oakland. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yes, even if you are watching this on X or another platform, Gotham Oakland is here to bring you content that you're not going to see anywhere else. And also offer a deeper, more nuanced perspective on what's really happening on the streets of Oakland, California. Yesterday or Tuesday, Oakland entrepreneurs and small business owners, specifically the Yemeni community of shopkeepers, held a special meeting at the community center by the mosque on 7th Street. They met with the new District Attorney Ursula Jones-Dixon and Oakland Police Chief Floyd Mitchell to address the high levels of retail theft impacting their stores. I attended the meeting. I recorded a little bit of it to share with you so you can see it raw and unfiltered. Oakland has already lost hundreds of small businesses since crime spiked in 2023 under the tumultuous watch of recalled and indicted Mayor Sing Tile. And we all know what happened to her administration. They got fired. Meanwhile, small businesses like 7-Eleven, corner stores, and retail shops account for roughly 3 to 5% of Oakland's total tax revenue, but more importantly, they're woven into the fabric of our everyday lives, and they serve as a bellwether for future economic opportunities. Oakland has a revenue problem, and if we don't get serious about solving it soon, we're going to be facing much bigger issues. Oakland business owners came to this meeting looking for a solution, but most left frustrated. Ditto the DA and Oakland Police Chief. Everyone is feeling the consequences of years of failed progressive policies. So let's watch the video and see for yourself.
20 years, this city has gone, like he mentioned, down. And we feel it. As a resident of 25 years, I've felt it.
As do I.
Yes.
We need some today. You guys are two officers at least talking to us. Now we cannot get insurance for our business. We are running insurance. No insurance. Even though we have insurance, they don't pay us nothing. Chief, we are here for I don't know how long. I'm here. I start business here in Oakland 2001, and there's my colleagues are much longer than me, and I've seen Oakland changing from 2001 to now.
So one of the things that he's talking about here is both Chief Mitchell and DA Ursula Jones-Dixon referred to the length of time that they've been in office. And I know they meant it innocently, but it doesn't matter. And before I proceed with this video, I actually, you know what? I'll save this part for a little bit later so you can have more context to what I'm going to say in a little bit. But these people can't get insurance. They're desperate. There's real pain going on with these shopkeepers in Oakland, California, and many of them are closing. So let me get back to the video.
One of the arguments I'm hearing that is, we are improving. When we start, my store at that time, first time it hit after 14 years.
I think we're all here for a solution. And we thank you guys for coming. And the whole point is we don't want to criticize nobody because that's not going to help nothing. It's not going to help nobody. So we just want to come out with a good solution. We know the police department really got their hands tied up, and everybody know why. It's the people on the top, but that's a different day.
Well, these people are on the top, but to their credit, they are honestly trying, and they represent people who ourselves, their departments have been the subject of attacks from the ruling progressive regime, especially when it comes to the police. Even right now, they're they have been asked to forego their raises. I mean, the things that they're asking are just another backdoor to defund the police. When you ask someone to forego raises that the union have already negotiated, that would never fly for any other bargaining unit in the city of Oakland. So why do you think it's okay to ask the police to do that now when Local 21 or SCIU Local 1021 would never dream of asking their members to take cuts from something that's already been previously negotiated at the bargaining table?
I just want to address, as some of the business owners I've talked to in Oakland, and I'm also a business owner, we have a lot of issues with crimes, right? And the one crime that I see, sometimes we have police officers, they would come and interrogate, or you could say they would come in the store demanding cameras, surveillance cameras. Okay, so with that issue said, does the store owners have to give it to them? Well, that's one question. We know if they don't give it to them the next day, they're gonna have problems with the health department, the police department, and maybe physically get shut down. I mean, why? That's a whole nother story, but you know what I'm saying is...
Did you just say that they get consequences for not sharing information with the police? Did I hear that right?
Well, that's one question. We know if they don't give it to them the next day, they're gonna have problems with the health department, the police department, and maybe physically get shut down. I mean, why? That's a whole other story, but you know what I'm saying is, I think now, as you mentioned, the Ring cameras, we are in a tech time.
I need to hear more about that story. I need to follow up with him. I want to hear more about that story. That's the kind of stuff we follow up with on Gotham Oakland. Exactly those kinds of stories.
Okay, why should we not look at maybe some of the areas? If we have cameras and we spend thousands of dollars putting cameras inside the stores and outside the stores, I mean, I don't think as business owners in the city of Oakland, if there was a measure or a ballot to kind of like pay for it or, you know, get funding for cameras in certain locations, where it would make the police officers, you know, jobs easier. They can identify criminals, you know, thieves, crooks, and everything. Okay, well, you come in my store and you ask for the cameras, the killer or the criminal is right there. As I'm giving you the cameras, you leave. Now I'm a target with these guys because they're, you know, Oakland, you know what they say, snitch and get your stitching, or however that goes.
Really quickly.
Okay. You know what they say, snitch and get your stitching, or however that goes.
Snitches get stitches. Notice he said the killer is right there. These guys aren't wasting words. They're being very intentional in their language. Yes, when you don't solve murders, you have lots of killers running around the streets of your city. These are the people with the corner stores. And you see all the people hanging out, that's where they're hanging out at, one of these guys' stores. You know how much crazy shit these people see day to day? Some of them are going to talk about it in a minute.
Really quickly.
Okay.
We can't, excuse me, we can't prove cases without evidence. So we come to the place to get the best evidence. We call it best evidence, right?
Okay.
If there's somebody in the store and you don't want them to see what you're doing, the officers will leave a card and you call them after. If they don't, then you need
Then
to.
I'll adjust that.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know, I want to be honest with you guys. Thank you for being honest. Like you said, you stay in your lane. There's
Hey,
only
this
so
is
much you
dude,
can
this
do.
MAGA dude right here. He said we need Trump.
Years to try to fix this fiasco. So the 7-Eleven guys, you guys already half gone. They already ran out of the city. Now it's a few left. A few other business owners in the Yemeni community. They'll be gone soon also because we won't let them stay here no more if they're not doing clean business. And Oakland needs a foundation. Like there's an old saying, anything built on boulder dash is bold. It's not clean. Everybody has to be honest. You guys were honest. You only could do so much. Your hands are tied. The only solution that I could see today, and this is my opinion, is we try to get the National Guard and get a couple of tanks out here and some drones to be serious. We're in the city of Oakland where we got real killers and gangs. A lot of people are gonna die. I hope none of us die that's in here, but be ready because you're just saying, when you call 911, you're on your own. Maybe we can come to you, somebody hanging out, you end up fighting. No, I'm saying, well, I'm just trying to make it very clear and honest, Chief of Police. And you know, some people don't like to hear the truth, but the truth is the truth. Like we should have a special task force We need the FBI to come in, sit next to you, to where it can be serious, because your
My
hands are
man
tied.
is
You
like,
only
we
can
gonna
do so
say
much.
this,
You
we
sit
not
here in your
playing.
lane. So
Stay in your lane.
everybody,
You know what I'm
they
saying?
don't understand how deep this is. I almost got killed a couple of times in Oakland just by, hey, don't do that, don't do this, and don't break in. You get killed, man, messing with these guys. And the drugs are heavy, the fentanyl, the meth, and everything else. But anyway, I don't want to
Real
waste too
street
much
rat
more
right
time.
here. Real street
If you're
rat.
serious, chief of police, and I'm telling you this, that way you can sleep at night, and you can sleep at night for the rest of your life. Get the National Guard, get some drones, and get the federal government to come help you out, because this city is messed up. It's bad. And we don't want nobody else getting hurt, nobody losing more money.
Hey, my man.
So,
Right? That was the only
last question.
that was the only round of applause that night. I mean, look, he said, I want you to be able to sleep at night. So when you see us getting killed out here, it's bad. My man said, you got real killers in these streets of Oakland. Like I said, it's the second time they talk about killers. So remember what people are facing on a day-to-day basis as they just try to navigate life, provide for their family, and keep their businesses open. 7-Eleven, something open 24 hours that you always used to be able to go to and get something. Sometimes something you may need at that moment if nothing's open. Guess what? Now they're closed. They're closing multiple 7-Elevens. I met with the guys there. I think they said they've closed 3 7-Elevens in just the past 2 years.
As a business owner, you have a responsibility as well. And I know the city is sometimes not a great partner in helping you achieve some of those security needs that you need to install. Like really strong concrete ballards in front of your business, so people can't take a vehicle and ram and do all that damage to your vehicle.
So now, basically, what you're hearing from the police chief is that every small business needs to take precautions against ram and rob. That's how prevalent it is to ram and rob in the city of Oakland. That's how common it is for people to take a stolen vehicle and take that stolen vehicle and drive it straight through the front entrance of your store, as he's mentioned, causing $50,000 worth of damage to maybe still a few $1,000s, if that, worth of items.
There's so many steps. Well, that's a public walkway and this, that, and the other. The city has to be better partners. But from a police department standpoint, we do have officers that are certified CEPTED and they can come out and help you evaluate your business. Then you, as the business owner, have to make a business decision. Do I want to spend this extra $50,000 up front to try to protect my business, or do you wait till the guy runs a car through the front of your business because you chose not to put strong ballards in front of your business? It's going to take all of us, police department, the city, in regards to helping you get through the process to install these ballards. The business owner making the decision to put the money up front to protect your business from some of the crimes that we are seeing, explode across our region. And when we catch these criminals, the DA's, she's doing her part. So I think if we all understand that we all play a part and we all stay in our lane, we can help each other out. Because of budgetary reasons, we basically have delayed the start of 3 academies, which really puts our police department behind the 8 ball.
The budgetary reasons stem, if you recall, from tying the fate of our budget to the Coliseum deal and that money not arriving on time. And as I've said many times, it was irresponsible and maybe even potentially criminal for that deal to go through the way that it did. And now the consequences are, as you hear from Chief Mitchell, and I want to say something about both Chief Mitchell and DA Ursula Jones Dixon. Both of them, this is the first time I met with them, both of them seem to be consummate professionals. They were honest, they were present, and I said honest already without saying it again. They were honest. They didn't give many word salads. I mean, it wasn't the worst performance, but one thing that I did catch is that they found themselves giving some excuses and being argumentative. Not argumentative like back and forth. I don't mean that as to shade them, because they were patient and they have to deal with taking these bullets all the time and being the messenger and bearer of bad news. But when you're telling people I've only been here for a year, such as Chief Mitchell, or for our district attorney saying I've only been here for a few months, we all know that. What is the point of telling someone now who's dealt with their counterparts? That doesn't matter. That's what that one guy says. You're going to be here for I don't know how long, because you can't keep using that as an excuse, because every new cycle, every new election cycle, someone could say the very same thing. And so what you had there, and I said this in my comments, public comment at the end of the meeting, was there was a fundamental lack of empathy. A fundamental lack of empathy from these elected, and both of them were appointed. The police chief was appointed and the DA was appointed, although she will be running for re-election and I will be supporting her. I found her to be incredibly intelligent, diligent, and strong. And I know that she's trying to do the right thing, and that she will do, not trying, I know that she will do the right thing, and that she will be a very good district attorney for it. But you can't undo years of failed policies because somebody new was in a position. And there needs to be some empathy for these businesses. There needs to be a sense of urgency. And at one point, and this is not, I didn't record this part because my phone got a little hot and I was carrying it and I was about to, my battery was about to die. But they kept saying, you need to talk to city council. They pass policies. And the DA says you need to talk to the judge. The judge deals with blah, blah, blah. And particularly when it comes to police chiefs, that you need to talk to city council, they pass policies. I said, okay, bro, we got you. You need our help. We are your choir. We will be your choir, but you got to tell us what to sing. The preacher told the choir what to sing, right? The preacher would tell, or the choir director would tell the choir what to sing. You say, praise him. You get the doctors, praise him, whatever. You've been in the choir, you've been in a church, black church. You're going to tell the choir what to sing. They're going to do the call and response. What is your call and response, Chief Mitchell? What do you want us to say? What is the song you want us to sing? And don't give us the generic, we need more public safety. No shit, Sherlock. We all know that we need more public safety. You need to be very specific, and I said all of this in public comments. And the news, for some reason, the news didn't catch any of it. KTVU didn't even show me there. It's kind of funny. We know why, because they're fake news. But anyway, they did come and cover it when no one else did. So thank you for that at minimum. And Betty, you who was there, isn't the worst. Anyway, back to what I was saying. OPD right now, as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, they're being asked to forego their negotiated raises. They're being assaulted for overtime, irresponsible overtime. And although there may be some merits to that, the bulk of this overtime comes from the lack of staffing. So people have to work more overtime. It's not that complicated. But whatever it is that OPD needs, whatever it is, Chief Mitchell, just tell us. Because he didn't tell us at the meeting. Just tell us, bro. Tell us what to sing. Anyway, back to the video.
And this new budget has us scheduled to complete 6 academies within the next 2-year budget cycle. That's going to kind of keep us where we are. We may gain a couple, 4 or 5 extra, but to get to that number, we're going to have to increase the number of academies, and that's going to go with the budgetary piece of it. But we have to stop the attrition rate, and that's what these 6 academies are going to do. Is going to help us stop the attrition rate, which will put more police officers on the street, which will increase the visibility, which will help deter crime.
No person policy in Oakland, right? What can you guys? Not sure, if that's in your capacity, but how can we change that? Because that's where the problem is. Because everybody knows, right? Once I hit the business and then I get off and hit the street, there's no one following me. We get hit, we call police, text, police is there, but again now, once they're on the street, there's no follow-up on that. Thank you.
Chase policy for their safety, not our safety. Their safety is priority, ours is not.
I want.
There's a couple of things that are involved in I think what your question is. You talk about one, the crime to your business, and then what happens after that crime occurs. First of all, I will say to anyone, you know, I want to protect your business, and the members of our department want to protect your business as best as we possibly can. We're in a big major metropolitan city. We have 450,000 proper population inside. We have over 4 million within the metropolitan
area.
metropolitan
To do with
area.
OPD.
When you look at the cities around us, and we have a level of crime that occurs within our city, and we have police officers that are dedicated to trying to address the crimes within our city. We don't have police officers on every corner. We don't have police officers that are going to. We don't have the police officers, and we can't afford to have the police officers one on every corner or one for every business. That's not going to happen. So what we do is we try to respond to those crimes as fast as we can. We try to identify those suspects, and we try to put cases on them and present them to the DA's office. In some cases, officers get dispatched on your burglary calls, and the suspect may be speeding away. The current policy as it stands now is that if you are driving over 50 miles an hour, the officer has to gain additional information in regards to continue that chase. In property crimes, we do not chase property crimes, no matter what speed they're going at. It is national best practice that we do not chase property crimes. The value of life versus the value of loss is one of our 19 risk factors that we have to evaluate.
Oakland is under a consent decree, and if we ever have any hopes to get off of it, we do need to sort of follow national best practices. And so Chief Mitchell is very squared away. As you see how he communicates, he's obviously a very intelligent person. He's obviously a very professional. Law enforcement, he's been a police chief in multiple cities. And the Oakland police officers that I know are the higher ups, the ones who are the homicide detectives and, you know, the more skilled and longer tenured officers in the city of Oakland, they actually like him. They say that he is a good cop and that he knows what he's talking about. But again, empathy, brother, empathy. So, and he did course correct after I made my comment. They did really end the meeting on a strong note, and I commend them for that. But anyway, let me get back to these comments. But we don't chase over 50 miles an hour. We never chase in property crime. So if there's no violence been committed, you can take something. So basically they're saying the act of taking someone's property is not violent. Taking property that someone's worked hard for that they cannot replace because the insurance is high or they have to spend the money to replace it, that's not violent for some reason. The act of taking something by force from someone is not inherently violent enough to meet the standard to chase someone if they drive over 50 miles an hour, which is not very fast at all. And you wonder why there's a big old target on Oakland's back and why we have so many criminals pulling up from all around the state and probably adjacent states like Nevada and Oregon to, you know, do dirt in the streets of Oakland. And this is not Chief Mitchell's fault. It's City Council's fault for the no chase policy. But we could use drones or we could do something else. But this no rule of law that we have here fundamentally is to blame for this.
What we hope to do is use video from your store, video from surrounding businesses, identify the suspect vehicle, identify the suspect, put a case on them, present that case to the prosecutor's office, and hopefully we can put a charge on them and take them and catch them at another date and time. Put all these elements together of high visibility, putting good cases together, presenting cases to the DA's office, the DA charging these cases and holding people accountable. That's another piece of the deterrence, and I'll stop right there and turn it over to.
I mean, I would have said basically the same thing. I believe that the perception is, at least if something is coming to the DA's office, they are doing something about it. So that does not resolve all of the issues, but it does lead to my expectation that as these lines continue to go up, they will continue to go up because we're doing the job we should have been doing in the first place.
We're doing the job we should have been doing in the first place. Thank you to our new DA for doing that job. And I got ended on some positive notes, but before the positive, I want to share this heartbreaking video that I saw today. And I just had to share it with you.
Oh, what's up, man? Man, I'm so sick of these niggas in Oakland with this bipping, man. This shit don't make no sense, blood. Don't make no sense, man. I drove my old school to Jack London. You know, I parked my shit, right? So I rolled all my windows down. I left my trunk open. I rolled all the windows down. I cleaned out the car. It wasn't shit you could steal. It wasn't shit in that motherfucker you could steal, blood. I run to the nations. Went and got me a little burger and shit. I came back out. The niggas that rolled my windows up, blood, bust the windows out and left a note saying, "Welcome to the town." I'm sick of Oakland, man. Sick of these niggas,
Wow,
man.
they rolled his shit up. Roll his windows up just to break them. Because they were mad that he didn't want to have his windows broken. Didn't talk about welcoming Oakland when he's from Oakland. And this is the type of behavior that the progressives defend, as they've been gaslighting us for years, that this is not a problem. And they will not dare show their face in the hood. I know, because I be down there and I don't never see them. It's really, really sad, man. Look at the pain in that brother's eyes. He's ready to cry. He's sick of Oakland. I feel him. I feel his pain. Let's end on a happy note before I give some closing thoughts. There have been some grants given to the city of Oakland for small businesses, and we're going to watch a quick video about it right now.
Small businesses in Oakland are receiving thousands of dollars to help them stay in the city and to grow. ABC 7 News reporter Luz Pena spoke with a nonprofit leading this charge and explains their plan to help more business owners all over the Bay Area.
This is Charles Ferrier's dream, a bakery where he can turn the creations he imagines into reality.
And we just take it and we just press it on the pecans.
Since opening Crumble and Whisk 2.5 years ago, his cheesecakes have become East Bay famous. On the weekends, he says, there's a line out the door. All of this reminding him where his love for baking started.
The person that inspired me to cook was my father. And so me learning under him was a good inspiration for me to kind of branch out and kind of do my own thing.
Doing business in Oakland lately has been difficult for entrepreneurs like Ferrier, so the East Bay Community Foundation is stepping up to help. It gave out $2.2 million to help small businesses like Crumble and Whisk to stay and thrive in this city.
The struggles that they've been having over the last few years recovering from the pandemic.
The foundation distributed the funds based on need, each business receiving anywhere between $5,000 to $25,000.
Huge win for Oakland, but also a huge win for our small business community.
And as Oakland faces a $280 million budget deficit over the next 2 years, these philanthropic grants are viewed as a ray of hope for this community.
It ran out in about 5 months. So we were able to do 5 rounds with our partners at the East Bay Community Foundation. So it really speaks to the demand.
After months of reviewing applications, 170 small businesses were selected.
We prioritize neighborhoods in downtown Oakland, East Oakland, West Oakland, Fruitvale, and Eastlake, where there are more low-income communities of color.
Ferrier said the grant came at a perfect time for his business.
With that $12,000, we were able to get, we were able to use it for food costs, payroll.
The foundation's goal is to keep going.
We are actively raising more funds into the fund right now. Our goal is to expand beyond Oakland.
In Oakland, Luz Pena, ABC 7.
So that's a little ray of sunshine, I guess. But yeah, Oakland is in trouble. We have a collapsing budget. As you heard from our police chief, Mitchell, we don't have enough officers to handle this problem. We're not going to have enough officers to handle this problem for some time in the near future. And so we're going to have to come up with something innovative, or we're going to have to get some county, state, or federal help. As the gentleman said, the shopkeeper there, who is one of the 7-Eleven owners, who is himself worried about his life and going to his home to his family on a daily basis. So do I have any closing remarks? I think I've said enough. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please have a good one. See you guys Friday for a very, very good episode. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but make sure you come back and check it out.
Yo, I swear it's only up from here. Yo, I swear it's only up from here. Yo, I swear it's only up from here. Yo, I swear it's only up from here.